Hey guys, we are live now and thank you for showing up and getting some work done with me today. Today I've got 3 things that I really want to get done. So we're going to jump straight into it with the first thing on my list. This guy, he has actually bought a copy of my book, which is like awesome. And he's gone, oh, actually I found some errors in your ping transcription. So I'm going to send you the list of stuff that I found and hopefully you can like update it. Here's his list. He doesn't have page numbers for me, so I am going to go and open up my list of stuff. Let's see. So I started out doing the same interior file for KDP and IngramSpark, except then I realized that, oh, like the reason it doesn't print really nicely on KDP is because IngramSpark likes to have a 3 mil white gap on the inside edge of the spreads. And I don't know why they want to do this. I think it's the way that they put together their books in when they glue the spine or, perfect binder or whatever. I'm not like a technical book printing person. But like on KDP, for example, they don't want that. They literally just want your pages to butt up against each other with the full text and illustrations. So when the 2 pages are side by side for IngramSpark, there's like this white gap in between each of the pages. And this is an IngramSpark requirement. It's actually such a pain in the ass because I drew all of these as double spreads in Procreate. It means that when you get to full page color spreads like this one, for example, like you have this white gap in between the pages. This turns out great on IngramSpark, but it does not look so great on KDP, because if you try to upload the same version to KDP, this is an older proof from KDP. Um, KDP will not want that white border at all. They'll put it like this. So on the KDP files, if you leave this white margin in, you're going to have this white gap in between all of your spreads, which just doesn't look good. A lot of the common advice I see online in self-publishing forums when people are talking about book layout and formatting and, like what files you need for IngramSpark and KDP, they're just like, oh, you can actually use the same interior file. You just need to change the cover file because they have both different specs for the cover files. No, you can't. If you're doing like just a prose kind of book, like it's very text heavy and you don't have a lot of images, like, yeah, maybe you can probably get away with that. Like you can just kind of size your margins a little bit more generously, and IngramSpark isn't really going to care about like what you have in the middle as long as you don't have any double page spreads or images with full bleed going to like the full width of the printed area. But if you're doing a picture book and you're gonna plan on publishing this both on IngramSpark because you would like a hardcover, and you're also gonna publish it on KDP because you have to, like, well, like there's a lot of rumors about the fact that if you like, you can put an IngramSpark paperback on KDP, and some people are like the IngramSpark printer quality is better. I haven't really found this to be the case myself. Like the colors are different. Like they don't look exactly alike in person, but like the KDP version wasn't like horrible. Like so I don't know, like the only reason for me that I think would be logical to do both a IngramSpark paperback and a KDP paperback would be because you're going to do pre-orders. So I actually have 2 paperbacks. I have one on Ingram and I have one on KDP because I was doing pre-orders for my first book because I'm super risk adverse, and I was just like, I kind of would like pre-orders, just to make sure I'm going to actually sell copies of this thing. Yeah, like if you don't have to hassle with an extra thing and you're not planning to do pre-orders of like a physical book, then like you don't have to bother. You can just do a KDP paperback, which would actually be significantly simpler. But anyway, I didn't, so we're here. And now I've been putting off this task for so long because I'm just like, oh, I don't really want to sit here and update like 5 different formats of the book. But anyway, here we are. Deb, stop talking and like get stuff done. I'm using Scribus to do the layout of my book because Scribus is great. It's open source, which means you don't need to pay for it. For me, like my purposes, anything I would be needing InDesign to do to produce print ready files, I can do in Scribus. The next thing that I screwed up was I was following one of the other authors on YouTube who did picture books, and his videos were actually the first videos that I came across where he kind of, well, I felt relative to all the other videos on YouTube out there, where I felt he did a pretty good job in explaining like every single step he went through along the way to publish his picture book. So I, followed that video, and what he said was get an iPad Pro, get Procreate. Both really good recommendations I found if you're doing picture books. But one thing that he did say that I do disagree with was he said, oh, look, so for me, I bought InDesign because, I had to like lay out my text because I was using an earlier version of Procreate where you couldn't actually do any text in Procreate. And then since then, when he published the video, Procreate had added the ability to actually do text. So that's kind of what I did. I was just like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, I'll just do the text exactly where I see the image, and like it'll all be together, and that's all going to be very nice. And I don't have to worry about redoing it again in Scribus. Like, that's kind of what I thought. Except the text tool in Procreate is just really kind of not great. I'm going to try and be organized with my files today. We are going to try and work entirely off my server, which hopefully my server doesn't crash halfway through, because that would be bad. I have a feeling that's the old artwork, because you can see in this picture on my screen, nobody on the bed. In that other version that I just airdropped over, you can see bunny on the bed. This was one of those things where I literally was about to hit enable distribution, and then I went, no, you know what? I'm gonna take that out because I don't want to get sued for copyright violations. You don't need that. Oh, hey buddy. My cat's just decided to come and work with me, which is cool. Say hi, Zeke. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of like little finicky things like this that I wish I had done differently for my first book. But it is what it is. Like, we all learn when we do things first through. Nobody gets it right on their first time. And if you do, I would like to know what your secret is, because I too would like to not be screwing up constantly when I'm doing something for the first time. I think I'm gonna try and be intelligent and update the page with the full text of my book first, because then I can kind of like update it all in the one place, I think. I'm not convinced that the way I've done this is the best way to do it, but again, I was just kind of like, I just need something that works, and I can't spend heaps of time doing this. Like, part of me is really, really tempted to do this as a spreadsheet, because this is how I would normally do it. I would just do everything as a spreadsheet because I love spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are one of the best things in the world, and potentially one of the best human inventions since, like, I don't know, sliced bread. I feel is the usual comparison here. Like, because quite frankly, I don't need sliced bread. Like, I can slice my own bread at home, thank you very much. But spreadsheets, I cannot make my own spreadsheet software at home, and I need spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are great. The issue is actually with the romanization, like this part. So what he's saying is, like, for these two Chinese characters, this is what the recommended Yu Ping is. Now, I am a bit like, that's interesting. So these two characters are Ngokke, which, like, so he's written that, so I have written this Ngok, like, to reflect that sound at the beginning of the word, and he has suggested okay, which I'm just like, when I speak, I usually refer, like, Ngokke actually means home, or like family. And so I usually say ngoke, like, and I put the sound in front.
11 minutes later.
All right, no, okay, I understand. Not that I'm questioning a linguist on his linguistic notes, by the way. I just like to understand what the changes I'm doing are supposed to be before, like, I actually make them. Okay, so I'm just gonna. Ooh, okay. Fixed.
20 minutes later.
The next time I do my audiobook, I'm just not going to put the text on the screen. I'm just going to have pictures, and I'm going to do all the text in subtitles. Like, maybe that would be great, because I can update the subtitles on YouTube, like, whenever I want. I cannot update text, like, on the actual picture whenever I want. Like, to re-upload the video track would mean I would lose all those views and likes on the video, which is not great.
5 minutes later.
I need to like double check this like first thing in the morning after I've had a cup of tea with like I don't know, like extra zen music going on because and I feel like next time I really need to check these on like a printed hard copy instead of doing e-proofs like I was before, because it is just like doing this on the screen. I don't know, I feel like it makes your brain work differently. So one thing I've learned, like I am actually definitely gonna order proof copies where I can like just like tick it off. Because yeah, I've learned that I really need to do that because this is like a crap load of errors that I'm fixing right now. Now that we have fixed this, I need to export this. So this is where things are just gonna get like really screwy in Scribus in a minute, but that's fine. You guys will see the logic behind the madness in a second. First things first, I'm gonna move these files from where I have them on my local drive up to the server so that I can stop having these little errors every single time I have to redo the book. Picture books are a lot of work. Okay, so now we have to do the thing of running through all of these images that I have, and we're gonna split them up in half so that we can actually lay this out on the page, so that we can, comply with IngramSpark's requirements. Now, because I did not do these as individual spreads, and I am also not going to put myself through the pain of trying to do this on Procreate, we are going to use a program called Xn Convert. And this is like a free image manipulator program thing. There are other programs you can use. I'm just using this one because one, it's free, and two, it basically does the job that I need it to. So what we are going to do is we are going to go in here and we're going to select all of the spreads that we need to split, which is every single thing except for pages 28 and 29, which is a PDF that we're going to import into Scribus. So just going to drag that all in here. It should pick up all my spreads. There is now no text on any of these spreads, which is what I want. And I am going to load 2 scripts here. So because I did this last time, it was so painful. I save these things as scripts. I have this script already, which runs through, and it takes the canvas size that I have for this particular image, and it goes through, it splits every single image in half, and then it is going to crop 72 pixels from the left, which is equivalent to a 3mm strip, and then it's going to resize the canvas on the right so that it puts this white 3mm strip back in. So if you look at the image before, this is the image that we are importing it. This is what it's going to look like afterwards with the required 3mm IngramSpark thing in here. You know what? Which reminds me, I should probably, I'm just going to do all of my files at the same time for everything. That's what we're going to name it. Nice and logical. This is just going to be the IngramSpark stuff. And therefore, I don't need to have this result bit in the file name. I don't want to do JPEGs because JPEGs can have like a little bit of an artifact. So I'm just going to do same as original. Don't mess with it because I exported all of the originals as pings. If output keep follow structure. No, so I used to have this ticked on original date time attributes. I don't want to actually do that because I would like to know when I actually ran this conversion, because sometimes I have gone through the whole layout process and done everything only to get to the end and do like a final check when I get the eProof from IngramSpark or KDP, and I'm just like, well, oh crap, there's an error. I need to refix that. And so anytime I fix it, it's nice to have the modified date time on the file so that I can tell when I fixed it, because I will remember, oh, like crap, I needed to fix that at this time and I did that later than the others. And if I've kept the same date time on the file, then I cannot tell when I actually fixed it. Okay, so we are going to convert, no, I'm just going to leave all that. So go back to my actions. We're doing the left pages only. We've got all our files to be input. That's it. All right, so I'm just gonna run and convert that now, and hopefully this script is not gonna choke. So there we go. It's running. While it's running, I'm just gonna have a drink. My drink, which is a honey lemon tea, is now cold because we have been working for, wow, like over an hour now. And but it's okay. I'm feeling good. Like, because after this, the only pain that I now have to deal with is actually laying out the text in Scribus, which I'm looking forward to, but like it's a thing I know I really have to do, so I'm just like, okay, just get it done. It's okay. All right. So that took 37 seconds. Nice. We're just gonna hop over here and check that it's all come out as like. We are going to go and do the same thing for KDP right now before I forget. Just so I don't have to reopen all the same things twice. Only thing we're going to do is we are going to get rid of these last two steps, the crop and the canvas resize, because KDP does not want that white strip. Okay, so that's my KDP one. My output's going to a KDP directory. All right. The next part of this is going to be doing the export for the KDP ebook. I have disturbed the cat, and the cat is not happy. All right, can you just chill again? Because we got work to do, buddy. Now, the thing with EPUBs, which is really annoying, is I need to then go in and add a resize the whole image. And we are going to make the longer side 1,000 pixels exactly. And we are also going to change the output file to note that this is only 1,000 pixels. And we are going to change as well the format back to a JPEG. Now, the reason we do this is because Amazon actually charges you a delivery fee on Kindle for the file size of your ebook. So some genius out there found out that even though Amazon encourages you to upload really high resolution files for images, if you have any in your ebook, they kind of do this thing where like they've hard coded into every single actual Kindle file that ends up on a reader's Kindle to a maximum of like 1,000 pixels wide, I think. Don't know what happens if you have like a vertical map, which is like, you know, bigger than 1,000 pixels. Like I forgot whether it's like 1,000 pixels wide or high or whatever. But anyway, he found out that like Kindle will go and include all of your high res images in the actual Kindle file, but then they're gonna not actually show the super high res version to your readers anyway, which explains why like when I'm reading a Stormlight book on my Kindle, for example, and I'm like sitting there trying to zoom like on my iPad or something, and I'm just like, why is this map of Rocha still blurry? Oh, like now I know. Without writing my own custom script to go and grab these things, I can't like mass update images in Scribus by just telling it I've picked a new directory. Like if I could, that would be really great because that would save me a lot of time, but at the minute I can't. So I have to come in here and like manually update the paths so that this file is always pointing to where my latest images are. Now, here comes the part that I'm dreading, which is I'm actually going to try and insert my text here. Things that I realized I should have done before I updated the image path was maybe try and put my text in over the thing. So in Scribus, there are like two windows that you have to work with. So you've got, when you right click on the context menu, you've got the properties of the object. So this properties is basically like where this thing kind of sits, colors, so on and so forth. And then you've kind of got like the content properties, which is like what actually goes in this thing. And this is why we updated the file with like the full text in here, so I can kind of like cheat and do this instead of having to suffer and like pieces together from different places and stuff. There has got to be a better way to manage these files. So if you guys are sitting there watching this and thinking like, what the hell is she doing? Please shout out. I would love to know. How would you organize this better? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so no, I don't need my browser. I need Scribus. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here. And the other thing that I have not done is I should be setting my paragraph styles. You know what? Can I do that really quickly while I'm in here? I have not used Scribus that much. Edit. Styles. That sounds like what I want to go for. Yay, we have done one page.
2 hours later.
Okay, all right, we have updated all the image files and we are now onto this page. This page is the entire reason why I was just like, I don't want to do text in Scribus. Because I was just like, this text like looks like a gigantic pain in the ass to try and do in Scribus. Don't let me put you off using Scribus, by the way, because like Scribus is actually great. I'm pretty sure like most of my issues with it are probably user error because I have not read the manual cover to cover yet, which is a thing I usually do. Here is my PDF that I have done, and as you have noticed, it has imported at like kind of like this smaller resolution than print because probably because my my pages document or whatever, like I didn't have it properly set to the right resolutions or thingamajiggies or you know whatever. Right, to explain why it is like semi-choking on this is it has imported the entire PDF as far as I can tell as like vector paths. I think that's what it's done. I'm not really sure why as a program that can export PDFs, it has not just imported my PDF and just gone, oh, like there's text layout information in here from Pages and just like imported all of that information as properly formatted text objects. Like I don't know why. I am gonna ungroup this massive object, which I can then therefore like actually move around. Now that this is roughly in position, what I did was I basically just kind of moved things around vaguely to the right position. We are done. We are done. We are done. We are done. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. Thank you for joining me on live stream. It's great to have you guys with me. Like, it's very motivating for me. Oh my goodness, that was painful. Like, I legit don't think I would have done it as quickly as I did without you guys here supporting me. So, thank you for that. I'm gonna go get some lunch. See you next time. Bye.